See if this thing will turn on. Maybe. There we go. Now it looks like we're live. How's everyone doing? Let me know if you can hear me and see me. Can you hear me and see me? Logan, Pistol Pete, Dan, Scott, Guy Comet, how's it going? Long time no see. That's right. Can you hear me okay? Is this working? Sounds good. Okay. Thanks, Wild Bill. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So we're back in the real office now. Last time you guys saw me, those who were able to tune in, I was in the other office, and now we're back into the real thing. So that's pretty good. Still kind of situating how I want to really do this going forward, but better camera, better lighting, hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. Kevin, appreciate you, man. Floridian, good to see you. Michael, good to see you as well. Paul, appreciate you. ND Irish, very good, very good. Probably won't do a roll call very much, but for the early folks, I will, no doubt about it. So it's great to see each and every one of you guys. What's new in the 2A world with everyone? Hope everyone's staying safe, warm. If it's cold where you are, it has been cold here. Although we're headed for 75 on Wednesday. We had snow just a couple of days ago. So the wild Kansas weather continues. Todd, good to see you as well, my friend. Appreciate you. But I want to know what's going on with everybody. Range Randy, good to see you. Good to see you. Floridian 87. Yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate it. Garage Guy, good to see you as well. Appreciate it. So again, hope everyone is doing very well. We'll give it a little bit more time for hopefully some more people to join in. Kenneth, hello from Indiana. Well, hello back from Kansas. Hope everything is going well in Indiana. Yeah, so very good. It's fun to see some people piling in here for sure. So anything new going on with me? Not a whole lot is very new. I did just pick up a SIG P226 Elite stainless. So I'm pretty excited about that. I love the old SIGs, the double action, single action, and even single action only SIGs from the good old days. And so pretty excited about that. It was used, but it's in flawless condition. So very excited about that. And those prices on those guns just keep going up. So I'm glad I got one when I could. So Paul, good to see you, man. Getting the Shadow System CR920. It's funny. I have actually been thinking about that. I don't know. It takes, I think, proprietary magazines, which I'm not a fan of. And correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I missed that, but I thought I saw a video where somebody said they're proprietary and not your standard Glock mags. If that's the case, that may be a write-off for me. I would really want it to take Glock mags because I, like many of you, I'm sure, I have a pile of them. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see, but I'm interested in it for sure. Pistol Pete, ammo is getting a little bit better now. I'm not so sure that will last. I don't know. I was just talking, went out to lunch with my folks earlier today. We were talking about that as well. I do not know what current events are going to be doing to a lot of things around here. So we'll see. Shooter RX, good to see you as well. Says greetings from Wisconsin. Very cool. Very cool. Todd says, formerly from Overland Park, Kansas. I don't miss the cold. I know Overland Park well. Yeah, it can be pretty cold. Although this winter, I mean, we've had maybe a foot of snow, a little bit more than a foot, all told, and it by and large has not been that cold for a Kansas winter. So I can't complain too much. Paul, let's see it, bro. We can't do that. We can't show things on live streams. That's the rules as they've been told to me by some of the other guys. So I am actually firearmless in the room right now, unfortunately. But TTO Clark, well, welcome back from Trinidad. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Indy Irish, considering a lever action gun, not sure what to look for, something that can be handed down. Thoughts, everyone? Well, Indy, I will tell you, and I don't have it anymore. Prices kind of skyrocketed enough that I ended up turning around and selling it and doing fairly well with it. But I had a Marlin. I want to say it was like an 1874 or something like that, but it was a 38 special 357 threaded, and I did run it suppressed. And that thing, especially in 38 special, just ran brilliantly suppressed. So that would be my vote. I'm sure other guys have some other suggestions as well. Pistol Pete, I have that gun. Older frame, made in Germany, very cool. Now mine, I think, is newer. It's not quite that elite, but I'm still very excited about it. The fact that it was in such good shape, that was the thing that really was important to me, because it's a collection gun. So I'm excited about that. Dennis, it only takes Shadow Systems mag. See, yeah, I struggle with that, man. I struggle with that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Part of it might be what's the magazine availability going to look like for it. But that sours the taste a little bit for me. Floridian on the fence for a PX4 Storm, Beretta Fever. Listen, man, I'm a PX4 Storm junkie. The guys over at Center Fire make fun of me every single day for this. I've got the whole line. Full size. I've got a compact carry that's a Langdon tactical version of it, full Langdon, which I think is just incredible. And then I actually have a subcompact, which is the goofiest looking gun, but I had to complete that line, so I did it anyway. And all of them have great triggers. The full size I have converted to more or less a Langdon tactical as well, with the exception of sights. I have not changed the sights out on that. But I love it. But if I had a recommendation, I'd go for a compact carry, whether it's the Langdon version or the Beretta version. Either one are very good. And you can always get the Beretta one now because they cost a lot less. And then you can kind of trick it out a little bit more to be a Langdon one. So that would be my suggestion. Grant Hill, hello from Oregon. Hello back. Originally from Topeka, Kansas. Very good. Very good. Logan, I now have a less lethal self-defense gun thanks to the wonderful folks over at Humerax. Fair enough. Just bought their 68 caliber rubber ball sawed-off shotgun for $300 CAD. Interesting. So how effective is it? I would want to know. That sounds very intriguing. Garage guy, wait till the new Ruger made Marlins come out and see if they are any better. Yeah, that's a good point. Because right now lever action firearms are they're unobtainium. Basically, they're extremely difficult to come by. So that's a good suggestion. I'd be curious about that as well. Dennis, howdy KS, watched your HK VP9 SK videos today. Oh, okay, cool. Thoughts on the new SKOR? Well, I mean, all that does is make it a little bit better, right? It future-proofs it for at least the time being, because with the optics options, you have more options. so that's cool. A VP9 SK, as far as the VP9s go, I think that's probably still my favorite. I mean, I've done them all, including the long slide match version, which is a great gun, but the SK I think is probably my favorite. So. Paul, you got it, bro. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Paul H, they would have been proprietary though. The G43X48 mag is too long and the 26 mag is too thick. 2Cs, right? Not sure how a metal G26 would work out with Glock. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question too, but it makes sense about the proprietary thing. I still that's a turnoff for me, really is. So we'll see. Dennis, Henry stainless 30-30 or 45-70. Okay, cool. I think the first rifle I ever shot was a 30-30. Man, so I've got fond memories of that, although I was a pretty small kid and that thing was a big gun at the time, certainly. Wild Bill, CZ Scorpion, Evo 3 S1 or micro. I would personally go micro. I prefer the smaller form factor, especially from a portability perspective. I think that's really important. I've got a B&T APC 9K Pro. I think it's a Pro. Either way, it's a K. It's the micro version, and it fits in a one sling bag, very, very small sling bag. And I've got a suppressor with it that I can pop on real fast on a tri-lug. It's got a folding brace on it. So I like that setup quite a bit. So if it were me, if it were my money, I'd go micro. That's going to diminish your velocity or whatever it is, but not by very much. So again, that'd be my recommendation to you. Pistol Pete, I did store the rosewood grips and put some Hogue G10 Piranha grips on my 226 SSE. Love that gun. Very nice. Yeah, mine came with some SIG grips, but they were very unusual. They had this kind of flowing sort of upward kind of texture to it. It's very unusual, but I like them quite a bit. So is Scott in here anywhere? I saw a comment from him earlier, but I haven't seen him since then. But I'll have a request for Pistol Pete and Scott if Scott shows back up. So Michael, need a SIG Spectra comp review from you. Right. Here's the thing. I think it's a cool idea. I think that's a lot of money for that gun, in my opinion. Even with the extra millwork and the barrel and everything, that's a healthy chunk of change. It's over $1,000. So it's not on my radar, to be honest with you. But I'd love to see one. I'd love to try one, just for funsies, if nothing else. Because I was a big fan of the 365 and 365 XL. I have not tried the X, but I think it's probably in line with the other ones anyway. Todd Clark on lever action. I love my 30-30 Marlin. Yeah, I mean, Marlin and Henry both, I think, make great lever action firearms. No doubt about it. Julian Pierre, hopefully I'm saying that right. What's your take on the Staccato XC or P? I like them both. I've never tried the XC, but I had a P for a long time. I do not anymore. But they're great guns. They really are. I mean, if you like 1911s or especially 2011s, that form factor, it's hard to go wrong with those, I think. Let's see. Mischievous Misanthrope, how's it going? Henry and 357, yes. Because 357 and then 38 Special, again, if it's threaded, man, you suppress that thing. They are so quiet, so quiet. MZ, greetings, fellow Kansan. Greetings to you as well. Appreciate it, man. Let's see. Todd Clark, I have a Beretta APX 9mm, highly recommended. They're good guns. They definitely are. I do not have one in the collection currently. I'm focusing more on the kind of steel and aluminum frame firearms, with the exception of the PX4 Storms, of course. Pistol Pete would get a standard Evo. Okay, so yeah, I mean, everybody's kind of got their thing. Pete, I'd be curious to know your reasoning behind that versus the micro. But again, either one are going to do the job, no doubt about it. Michael, Columbia, Missouri loves Gas Gun Guy. Okay, appreciate it. I've been to Columbia a couple of times, although it's been a little while. I may have been kicked out of a bar there at one time or another. Don't ask. Mischievous Misanthrope, looking at picking up a plinking toy in the Ruger Wrangler 22. Those things are so popular. I've seen quite a few come in transfers and centerfire lately. So they must have just done a huge batch release on those at some point in time. Uncle Dan, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Logan White, it's quite effective for pest control. Okay. Not had to use it against trespassers. Hopefully the Canadian online store I bought it from receives shipment of their Powerball ammo. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Michael, VP9L, fantastic pistol. Yeah, I would agree. Anthony, good to see you. Caught your live chat at the right time. Yes. Welcome. Glad you're here, man. Pistol piece. So what pistol are you carrying these days? I know you know the answer already. It's a Glock 26. Totally boring. Very boring. But it's one of the few tools in the collection, if you will. That I still have my 43X as well, but the 26 to me is a do-all. It's a do-all gun. So long as you can, apply the right fundamentals, especially if you had that flat magazine in it. And a lot of people struggle with that, but if you could do it, I just think that's the way to go, because you can pile in a 33 round magazine if you want, but it's very concealable. So Ranger Andy, miss your gun reviews. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Appreciate it. Wish the YT had not made that so difficult to continue to do it. But unfortunately, it is what it is. Anthony, miss your reviews. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Grant Hill, anyone try the RIA TPK 100? I mean, I have not. I don't have any info on that. Oh, Scott 79. There you are. Good. Seeing the P210 carry, yes, and that is that's in the list. We've got it highlighted for order, so I will definitely have one of those for sure. Real quick, Pistol Pete and Scott79, can you two do me a favor? Can you guys email me? Well, we just froze. Hang on a sec. Okay, I want to do that again. Pete and Scott79, will you guys email me your channel URLs if you can find that? It's relatively easy to find. If you can't email me, let me know you can't find it. But if you can, if you guys will email me those, I'd really appreciate that. And I'll explain at a later time. Dennis, Indy Irish, the new Marlin all-weather lever action is amazing, but selling for over $2,500. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. All of the lever action guns they're expensive right now, no doubt about it. Uncle Dan, tell you what really cranks my tractor is the CMG 22LR conversion unit. Just got one in from shooting about 500 rounds of Walmart Federal Auto Match, fun and reliable. That's cool. That's very cool, Uncle Dan. I'm sure that's a ton of fun. I mean, I love my Banshee. That's a great firearm. So 22 out of that would be a lot of fun. Messy, but a lot of fun. Let's see. Dennis, 365 comp is the only way. Is it way? I will get comped in New York. Okay, I see, Dennis. Yeah. Is it because it's integral with the slide, so it's all one package together? Help me understand that. I assume that's what it is. Anthony, AP 2020 Outdoors has a really good review on the Ruger Marlin 1894. Okay, cool. Very, very good. Very good. Michael, KS, where have you been? Missed your videos. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I've been here the whole time, I swear. Range Randy, interest in the new Springfield High Power. That is the only other firearm that's on the yes list. So it's just a matter of when we get one in. So that and the P210 carry. I have nothing else on the horizon at this point in time. And that 226, that stainless that I got was a bit of a surprise. So I've got to calm it down for a little while. But those two are definitely on the list. Scott 79. Oh, and I just lost it. Hang on a sec here. I'm getting a little bit behind. Love my Rock On. This is from Scott. Love my Rock Island TAC Ultra 10 millimeter. Very, very cool. Very cool. Gurf Dog. When will we have another gun review video? They're great. Well, appreciate it. First and foremost, it's very nice of you to say. I don't know. I've thought about doing some very small videos, no shooting, no frills or anything like that, of just stuff in the collection, because the safes look very different than they did a couple of years ago. Totally different. I mean, basically no polymer, very little polymer anymore. And it's all stuff that I just really enjoy these days. So Mateo, good to see you, man. Heidi ho all. Yeah, man. Very good to see you. Paul H, have you shot the Smith & Wesson M2.0 new single piece trigger body? I have not. I've played around with them a little bit at centerfire, but I've not shot any of them. But they feel good, at least from a dry fire perspective. Young PP. Yes, going on Scat Singer. Okay, well, thanks, pal. You can go ahead and go. Oh, and there we go. Moderator. Okay, so that's good. Had to fix a little thing there. Good, Redman. Trouble extracting roll pin from Euromag release, Breda 92 to install hammer spring. Any ideas? I don't know if anybody's got any ideas. Help them out. I'm not sure. Without looking at it, it's hard to tell. Hard to diagnose through a chat. Unfortunately, I wish I could though. Let's do this as well. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Cap Quack. I hope I got that right. KS, try an A-Rex Rex Zero series. Might be good to you. Miss reviews. Appreciate it, man. I have played around with the Rex Zero, but not seriously. So, I mean, I've shot one, I think maybe once, and I was impressed. I liked it. I thought it was just a fine firearm. So I'd be okay if somebody handed me one of those. That'd be all right. Shooting with Uncle Dan, I agree. G26 is great. Yeah, it's boring, but it definitely does the job. Malcolm, how's it going, man? Miss your reviews. Appreciate it. Stephen Kennedy just picked up the Stoger M3000 tack. Super solid, shoddy for sure. Okay. I'm not familiar with that one. I'll have to look that up after the stream. You've got me curious. Pistol. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for doing that. Appreciate it. And I just changed a setting on a couple of things, so that may have fixed it. But yeah, if you and Scott can find those and send them to me anyway, that'd be great. Let's see. Anthony, Indie Irish. Okay, just answering Anthony. Yeah, just so Dennis. Yeah, we can't have a threaded barrel. Yeah, that just makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. I don't know. New York is a quagmire for sure. But if that 365 allows you the opportunity to do it, then that's good. At least you have an option, I guess. Quintus Y2, hopefully I'm saying that right. Nice to see you back on YouTube. Really appreciate that. It's good to do these live streams. I miss doing these quite a bit. Mateo just bought 3 Rossi lever actions. Spend the last couple of weeks cleaning up the machine marks and smoothing out the actions. Nice. Very cool. Logan White, I like how Humorex is making paintball replicas of real firearms. This year or last, they released the Glock 17 Gen 5. Can also fire rubber ball or riot nylon ball ammunition. No, that's pretty cool. Nice. Floridian, nice to be back in the studio room. Yeah, right. My orange room that everybody makes fun of. I like it. I like the color. Mischievous Misanthrope. Has anybody tried the M&P CSX? I have not, man. That's not a thing for me. I thought it looked really cool until I realized how small it was, and that doesn't do it for me. So I've heard great things about them, but it's not on my radar. Let's see. Quintus Y2, what are the top 2 pistols you're enjoying right now? PX4 Storm probably is one of them. That's been a lot of fun. I'll have to say the P226 because it's new in the collection. So I'm definitely enjoying that. At least just kind of having it out, playing around with it, doing a little bit of dry fire practice, all that good stuff. So Scott, email sent. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. So Uncle Dan, I'm about 3,000 rounds without cleaning, and the CMMG has had very few failures. It's reliable, so that's good. That's great to hear, man. Very good. New text, I can. Howdy, Kansas. Howdy, back to you. Good to see you. Diabolus, Musica. Good to see you, Musica. Nice another live chat. How's it going? It's going well, man. Hope you're well also. YNH. Yeah, your name here. I remember. Howdy. It's good to see you. All right, Scott. So 600 left on the layaway for the CZ 97BD. Awesome. That's really cool. I'm excited for you for that. I think you're absolutely going to love it. I really do. Musica, does anyone know, are there new colored Walther PDPs from Walther Cerakoted? Okay, wow, I don't know. Do they have the optics cuts like the PDP Pros have? Yeah, you got me, my friend. I have no idea. I don't know. A PDP is now and people really like it. It's actually got a lot of press, I think, but it's not a thing for me. That's not a thing. Michael, PDP or VP9? I think I kind of answered that a second ago. I would go VP9. That would be my choice. I think the VP9 is a little bit longer in the tooth these days, but I really like the build on that. I like VP9s, and now they do have optics ready versions. So and they've got, I think their size variances are a little bit greater as well with the SK and the long slide, the match model. YNH, love my 97B. Yeah, they're just awesome. They're awesome. Dennis, kicking myself for not picking one up. Okay. Musica PDP all day. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, they're popular, man. They really are. Is it the trigger? Is that it? Because it's got a better trigger than the VP9. I can't argue with that. I really can't. Uncle Dan, KS, here is a question. If you could only have one pistol and revolver, both center fire, what would they be and why? Ugh. One pistol like forever. I don't know. I love the Shadow 2. That's one of my, I think it's one of the greatest guns ever made. Personally, just pound for pound, dollar for dollar. And as long as there didn't have to be a utility to it, because that's not a very practical firearm, at least for defense. But that would be it. And then probably the Smith and Wesson. I think it's the 986. I think that's a 9mm revolver. Like that quite a bit as well. So those would probably be my choices. Michael, we miss your hands over a piece of plywood reviewing something innovative and new. Thanks, I really appreciate that. Actually redid that desk, so it's got new wood on it, which is kind of exciting. But I still use it for. Scott, thanks for deleting that. Really appreciate it. I just saw some messages being deleted, but anyway, so yeah, the desk is a little newer. Let's see. And I just had to kind of flip messages around, so I may have missed a couple things. If I missed a question or anything, please ask it again. But let's see. Canic Sigboy 32. When are you going to get the Canic Rival? I think we're going to try and get one for the rental range center fire, so I'll get to play around with one. I like it a lot. It is not something I would buy. I mean, it's another polymer striker fired firearm. And these days, I'm kind of not in the market for those, but I do think it is a cool gun. I think it looks good, and Canics I've always been a fan of. So I think they did the right thing there. Scott says PPQ. Okay, fair enough. I think I'd opt for the PPQ over the PDP as well, actually. Quintus, I'm enjoying the P320X carry. Okay, very good. And they don't make that one anymore, I don't think, unless it's the AXG, which, and you just said AXG metal frame. That's a mouthful. 226 would be nice to add. I recommend it. 226 or 229, either one. Indy, what do you all recommend for an in-the-bedroom safe for an AR? Looked at the Hornady Rapid. Is that right? Rapid? Secure at Fastbox 47. Good question. I don't know. I don't have a safe design like that for like small space or anything. So you guys will have to help them out. I don't know. Dan, thumbs up. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Mark Sweetser. Hopefully I'm saying that right. VP9 for the win. Yeah, I just like the VP9. I really do. Volmodover. Am I saying that right? I hope I am. P365 or Shield Plus. 365 is smaller. I think it's more concealable. I think the Shield Plus is more shootable. It's got a little bit more weight. There's a little bit more substance to it. Fits my hand better. The original little 365 for me is very hard to shoot. I have big enough hands. It doesn't work very well. So I would opt for the Shield Plus, but if it had to be ultra concealable, 365. Scott 79, my local had an 85 combat used and a couple of 75 compacts that were roll marked semi-compact, which is not a roll mark I've seen before. Grab one of those compacts. Pistol Pete, check the 97 LCI to make sure CZ puts some Loctite on that screw. They are known to back out. Okay, good advice. All right, I got to catch up here a little bit. Excuse me. Y&H, I don't like the Euro style mag release on the VP9, so I picked the PDP. They have the B model. No, I'm not trying to sell you on it, but they have the B model, so that's a little bit more westernized, I suppose. But I actually like those paddles. I use my middle finger. I'm right-handed, so obviously I shoot with my right hand. So right middle finger, and that actually works pretty well. Shooting with Uncle Dan for me, 686 plus and G19. Okay, fair enough. I like the 686. That's cool. Mateo, that like for KS. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Dan O'Neill, G17 and a 44 Red Hawk. Nice, 5.5 inch. Mateo, I've had my eye on a Colt King Cobra. Okay, yeah. We've seen a couple of Colts come in. They're good looking guns. Floridian, what's the hottest selling gun at centerfire right now? I have to say the 320. Anything 320. People just they grab them, and I can kind of see why. I know they're a little bit more bore on them, right? But most people don't really notice that because we have a lot of people that are newer shooters, so they don't have the time behind to be able to tell high bore versus lower bore or anything like that. And the 320 a lot of times gives you more options for the money. I mean, if you pick up let's say an X compact that's cut for an optic. It's got night sights, the X-ray 3 sights, flat trigger, a really nice profiled or contoured grip for whatever 650, something like that. That's hard to beat. And it's maybe $100 over a new Glock. So to me, bang for the buck, pun intended, would probably be the 320. Let's see. Good Red Man. Let's see. Man, I missed the last boxes of 22 Thunderbolt bought from Midway with free shipping, less than $15 a box, 500 bulk packs. Wow. Stephen Kennedy, no step on Snick. Canik Sig Boy, I'm buying the Sig P320 X Compact. Well, there you go. Yeah, it's a great gun. Really is. Michael Shamrock, the P226 Legion is fantastic. I would never argue with you. I've got two 229 Legions. One's an SAO and one's a DASA. Quite different, strikingly different firearms, even though they're both 229s, but equally great. Shooting with Uncle Dan, great revolver. Talking to Mateo. Scott 79, X Compact is nice. I have two. Yeah, I would agree. I would totally agree. Again, bang for the buck, man. They're pretty fully loaded, and you could pop an optic on it for a couple more dollars. Shoot with Uncle Dan, neither. Hellcat. Fair enough. I mean, Hellcat's a good option. Quintus, they still make the P320 X Carry Pro Leo only. Okay, yeah. You're right. It's weird though that they only do it for Leo. That doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Pistol Pete, you had the SAO Michael Shamrock. Yeah. So you're shooting with Uncle Dan. To me, the Hellcat blows all the other micro 9s out of the water. Okay, fair enough. I mean, they're good and they have good sights. I'm not as fond of the trigger on it. You can do the Apex and that helps a little bit, but I've always thought the Springfield, some of the very small Springfields have heavier triggers than they need to be. That's me being picky. Mateo, I'm feeling outdated, having just picked up a Glock 36. There's no shame in that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Robert Coxon, the CZ Shadow 2, very, very nice. And a Ruger Vaccaro, very cool. Let's see, Kevin Jung, Shadow 2, and a Kimber K6. Those Kimber revolvers are nice. Pistol Pete, I still have a Shield 1.0. The grip sucks. Talent makes it much better. Yeah, I would agree. Cap Quack, love my X Compact, yeah. Mark Sweetsir, how do you like the Steyr A2s? I have the C9 and love it. I have a C9 A2. I like the C9 quite a bit. That's that shorter slide. So I mean, I've been very happy with it. I still have an M9A1 threaded. It's kind of on home watch right now. It's on house protection duty. So I mean, again, they do the job. Stephen Kennedy, West German P226 versus modern P226. Well, I think the purist would always go with the German version. I think very few would argue with that, or maybe I'm wrong. But I'm actually okay going with either one of them. I know that, actually, I got to think about this. I don't know that I have anything German made in the 226 or 229 line. I mean, I've got a 230 and a 232 that are both German made. My 239 might actually be German made too. I can't remember, but that's it. But I mean, either way, you're getting a fantastic gun. So I think there's a cool factor with the German version, whether it says West German or actually just German, because there are both versions. But either way, you're getting a great gun. Musica, don't the Legions have poor finishes that rub off? So the original gray, was it a PVD? Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But the original kind of lighter gray, which I thought was a better color, those things, you sneeze on them, they can really scratch very easily. But this newer coating seems to be stronger, but it's a darker gray with kind of a green tint to it almost. It's kind of a funky color depending on the light you're looking at it in. So, but they still look good. Dennis Buckner, so SAO Legion or DASA Legion, I'd go with either one. I don't think I have a preference. The SAO has a better trigger, no doubt about it. But it's obviously it's going to be single action only. So if you want that double strike capability, you want that hard press for your first pull, and then your very nice single action. Again, either one are going to do the job. If I had to pick one, I'd probably go traditional DASA, just because I like double action, single action guns. I probably have perhaps more of those than anything else in the collection at this time. Pistol Pete, I think the Legion have improved. They switched to a Cerakote. IIRC. Okay, well, there you go. There's your answer. Dan O'Neill, Honest Outlaw, shooting a $200 22 long rifle Ruger 4.5 inch, 140 yards, and hitting 50% freehand. He's a mutant. He's an incredible shooter. But we'll leave it at that. He is an amazing shooter. So it doesn't surprise me that he can do that at all. He's a mutant. Pistol Pete, I don't own a Legion, though. I need that coin. I'll just send you one. Let me know. I think I have an extra one lying around. I've had a few Legions over the years. Shooting with Uncle Dan, the Hellcat trigger feels just like a Glock, so I'm right at home. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Eric, good to see you, man. Nice to have you back. Appreciate that. All right, I got to get caught up again. Bear with me here for a sec. YNH, I picked up a Masada for a good price at the last show I went to. Yeah, Masada's a good gun, man. For the money, I mean, they're pretty fully loaded, optics ready and everything. Scott 79, Sig was sending the Legion pistols that were having issues with the finish out of house to have the finish done. Hopefully I said that right. I believe now they are doing it in-house. Okay. I'd have to talk to my buddy who was there. Okay. So they were sending them out at first, and now they're doing them in-house. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, it's a totally different type of finish, as you stated before, but interesting. Logan White, a few months ago, I looked for a Steyr in Canada. I found the 9mm M9A1, good gun. Make sure it's a Gen 4, if that's the case, for $700 from a store a few hours from me. Very reasonable for a pistol. I've not bought it yet due to not having a license. Okay, fair enough. Well, if you do, make sure it's a Gen 4. The earlier gens had problems. If Mateo's here, he can speak to that as well. Okay, yeah, I see you, Mateo. Let's see. Good Red Man, just curious your take on the 80% lowers, Glock, and AR variants. So, I mean, I did some of the P80s, the Polymer 80 Glocks, and I had a great time doing it. I mean, that fascination wore off quite some time ago. I don't think I would do another one. I mean, it's sort of a money pit, to be honest with you, which I mean might be what you're looking for, but it's a money pit nonetheless. And I've never tried an AR variant. That's not really on the radar. Mischievous Love Steyr L9. Yeah, good gun. Mateo Nice was looking at one. Okay, went with the 36 just because it's thinner. Yeah. Mateo still carry my LM and S40s. Yeah, I know you're a big Steyr guy. Quintus 6'3", 230. I have an X carry and an X compact, both pro. The size difference is negligible between the two. Would you keep one over the other to fund something else, or keep both? I can't answer that for you. I mean, it really all depends on what the thing is you're thinking about funding for something else. I mean, obviously, I have no shame parting ways with something for something else. But I mean, again, it's up to you. I guess I would sit down and try and figure out which is the one that, if you had to be stuck with one, it would be the right one, and then go from there. Bagger Pro, good to see you. What's your opinion on the Kimber Rapide chamber 9mm? I'm looking for a 1911. I mean, if you can find one for $1,500, I'd be surprised. I still see them kind of in the $1,900 range. But if it's new and you can find it for $1,500, they're beautiful guns. I'm not a big Kimber fan personally. There's nothing wrong with Kimber. They just have never hit my radar. But the few that I've seen come in that I've helped transfer, they're beautiful guns. They rack very well. They have nice triggers. I can't speak to reliability or anything like that. I just, get to kind of play around with them for a couple of minutes, but they are good looking guns. They're expensive though, man. They are expensive. Let's see. Grover, still have your CZP01? Several. Yes. Love them. Give it a little extra, says, yeah. So I've got, what do I have? I have one that I've Cajunized. It's a black one. And then I've got a green one that's just stock. I do not have the Omega anymore, believe it or not. I like the Omega. There's nothing wrong with that, but I actually prefer the traditional model with the more curved trigger these days. If you'd asked me 4 or 5 years ago, I would have been completely the opposite. But I do prefer the curved trigger. But yeah, I get them out from time to time when I can. Steve B, good to see you sticking with my CZs, although I just bought a 365 XL. Okay, nice. Logan White, IIRC, shoot it for if I remember correctly. Okay, fair enough. Musica, yeah, Honest Outlaw is a beast behind any gun. I echo that completely. He is, no doubt. Dan, friend got a Rapide 10 millimeter. Lots of fails to go into batteries. Same as my Kimber. Mine works after a tune-up. Okay, good to know, Dan. Thanks for sharing that. Appreciate you. Dennis Buckner, the X-Ring is a ridiculous shooter. Yeah, he is too. Musica, thanks for the Legion Serico comments. Might just have to pick one of those up. Already have an MK25. Yeah, MK25 is cool. There's just a cool factor with that gun, hands down. YNH, I'm a sucker for ambi controls on a pistol. Are you lefty? Or do you just like options, which is okay as well? All right, catching up again here. Michael Shamrock, the Legion series just gets you to an overpriced Illuminati level club. I love sick, but come on. I understand. I mean, yeah, there's some truth to that, but I would also argue that the Legion series, although probably overpriced a little bit, I like the sights better, and I think the triggers are better. I've owned and played with a lot of P226s and 229s, more than anything else. I mean, a couple of 220s, but mostly those. And when I compare like an enhanced elite or an elite to a Legion, especially DASA, there is a marked difference in the trigger quality. It's a lighter trigger, shorter reset. That's important to me. But at the end of the day, I mean, I can't argue with you. You're not wrong. Let's see. Where are we now? Shoot with Uncle Dan. How about a hand for chaos reading skills? Right. I know. Just trying to keep up with you. You guys have a lot of side conversations, so I'm trying to jump in where I can, but not confuse people who might watch this later. So trying anyway. So this person is just S. So hi S, how are you? G19 versus G45. If you could only own one. Probably a 19. It's a little bit more concealable, but only by a little bit. Both are great. I don't have a problem with either one, but probably a 19. Mark, I have a Kimber from 2005-ish. New ones look cheap to me, though. Yeah. What was the Kimber factory? Was it Yonkers? Or I think those of you enthusiasts, correct me if I'm wrong, but the original Kimber plant, I think in New York. Well, I think it was in Yonkers. That's where the top tier Kimbers came from, I think. Stephen Kennedy, I like my 19X. Yeah, it's a great gun, no doubt about it. Musica G19, but they fit my hand. Depends on your hand size. Totally true. Yeah, it's a great point. Bagger Bro, my local Shields in Lincoln, Nebraska has 3 of them. They're $1,550. Is that the Rapide, I assume? If that's the case, I mean, that is a pretty good deal. That's lower than online prices right now. Michael Shamrock, the upgrades are totally worth it, but it's fantastic marketing. Well said. I totally agree. Musica, I have tiny drum hands, so G19 is fine for me. Fair enough. Shoot with Uncle Dan. G19 because slap a G17 mag in. Well, yeah, you're exactly right. Eric, thoughts on a standard P365 for EDC? It's a little small for me. It just is. It is. I've got big enough hands. It's tough for me to really grip a 365. The XL fits a lot better. But like I was saying earlier, if you want something just uber concealable, 365 is a great option. It absolutely is. Pistol Pete, the best marketing ever is Amazon Prime. Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. YNH, yes, I shoot left-handed. Well, okay, so there you go. Makes sense. Mateo, mullet Glocks need love too. Yes. Yes, they do. Dan O'Neill, any comment on the 1911 hood chamber? Why do you think, why do they look less than perfect when closed? The outside finish. I mean, it's just how it was designed, I would imagine. Shooting with Uncle Dan, true, true Mateo business in the front, party in the back. That's right. Oh, geez. Good Red Man. Regarding 80% personally, apprehensive these days to start or complete. Not even apprehensive to use brace stabilizing braces, not even attaching them these days. The stabilizing braces, whatever. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think anything's going to change there. The 80%, I could go either way on that. But I understand your reluctance. I definitely do. Scott 79 only own one Glock, and it's a 19X. Yeah, that's a dual without question. Shoot with Uncle Dan. I'm going for record for the most comments read. I think I've read more than you. 80 watching now, by the way. Everybody, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That's cool. Mark Sweetser, yes, Yonkers, New York. There you go. Clips Custom 2 is sexy. New ones I pass on. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Thank you for confirming that. Quintus, G19 or Shield Plus? I know not the best comparison, but ran out of previous space. The previous question. Is Shield Plus or G19? I think it depends on the application. I mean, G19 to me is a more dual gun, right? Certainly from a home defense perspective, as you can pop a light on it. I think you can with a Shield Plus 2 with select lights, perhaps. But I would probably go G19. If you knew it was only going to be carry, maybe the Shield Plus. Paul H, do you carry your G26 with a pinky extension? Not a pinky extension. I will either do just the flat magazine, depending on the situation, or I'll do a +2 bumper, a Glock factory bumper. I like that quite a bit. I mean, it obviously gives me that pinky when I want it, but I have no problem with the flat magazines in a 26. Quintus, what's the smallest pistol you would carry? Big man hand problems. It would be like maybe a 365 XL. I mean, I still have that 43X, things like that. Those, and then obviously the 26, but that's it. Jeff S. Caught movie The Protege on Prime. Great gun lineup in there with the actual references mentioned. Bretta 93, HK 9mm USP, SIG 226, PX4 Storm. Check it out if you can. Okay, cool. Speaking of PX4 Storm and also Chiappa Rhinos, check out the Amazon show The Expanse. There's a lot of PX4 Storms and Chiappa Rhinos in there, and I think that's really cool. The gun nerds get it, you know. Let's see. Marshall 9913 Kimbers were originally produced in Oregon. Okay, fair enough. So I assume then they moved to New York? Mateo, might have missed it, but any new rifles? No, I just made some changes to a 10.5 AR. It's got a Midwest Industries. It's the SP handguard, I think that's right, for suppressor. So it'll actually enshroud a suppressor. And then I've got a Yankee Hill Turbo K on it right now. And then I've got a T2 in jail. So both of my ARs will run suppressed basically all the time now. Scott 79 for me, it's the 365 XL or Makarov. Believe it or not, it's the smallest I would carry. The Makarov. Okay, fair enough. Chase Hayes, is it Chase Hayes? I hope. Thoughts on the VP9SK? It's a great gun. I like it a lot. I am a fan. Stephen Kennedy, Oregon. D. Wilcher 11, Hellcat. I mean, Hellcat's fine gun. Uncle Dan likes it a lot. It wouldn't necessarily be my first choice. Again, I'm very finicky about triggers, and I like some triggers a little bit better. Okay, well, so I don't know who you are, but that comment is ridiculous. So see ya. All right, Captain Phil, good to see you, man. Oh yeah. Not happy about Washington trying to pass the high cap mag ban. Yeah, I don't blame you at all, man. I don't blame you. Shoot with Uncle Dan. Yeah, I should have said most comments typed. Work with me. Oh, will do. Musica, if I was forced to have only one, it would be a G19, all things considered. Yeah, people give, and not just the Glock 19, but that sort of niche right there, right? Because we've got options from all the different big manufacturers in that compact size. It's hard to deny their ability and capability across a wide spectrum of applications. They're not perfect at any one thing, but they're kind of a jack of all trades, right? Do nothing perfectly, do everything well enough. So I think that still remains true. We just have more choices within that family, within that subset of firearms. Stephen Kennedy, the whole of the left coast is gone. Just wall it up. We've got some brothers out there. I don't want to do that just yet. Pistol Pete, Apex has an MP 2.0 polymer flat trigger now, quite a bit cheaper and the same trigger pull, really. Yeah. I love my Apex Glock triggers, and they make good Smith or M&P triggers as well. No doubt about it. A good red man, kudos to you scanning through these comments and questioning, reading them off, answering what you can like an auctioneer. Yeah, right. That's pretty much what it is. But I'm fascinated by what everybody has to say. I think it's really cool. And it's nice to have this kind of conversation, like-minded people. YNH, Glock 48 is nice too. Yeah, it is. I liked 43X a little bit better. I have no good reason why, to be honest with you. There's no discernible difference between the two. I think somebody could probably say there is. I can't tell the difference. They both shoot the same way to me, but I like the 43X a little bit better. Michael, the 365X is a good compromise. Yeah, I would say that's true. It gives you that a little bit more grip for guys that have bigger hands, no doubt about it, or a little bit more finicky, whatever. Like me, I'm finicky. A-dubs, TTI +3s with a G17 spring, works like a charm on the 26 and smaller than the OEM 12s. Yeah, nice. It's cool. Scott 79, Battlestar Galactica reboot, had a lot of Beretta action also. I did not know that. Huh. Was that Battlestar Galactica 80, like 1980 or whatever it was? Mateo, love The Expanse. So glad they didn't end this series last season. They did. It's done. They're only doing 6 seasons from what I've been told. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I want that show to go on. But I hear the next book starts like 30 years ahead, and they didn't want to do that. So I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Mara Dibble. Hey back. Musica, P365 or Hellcat sounds great until you have to use it. According to the people that have and describe the experience as feeling outgunned in a gunfight. Really? Interesting. Okay. You've got me curious about that. I would think for the average engagement, they would be sufficient, but I mean, obviously I could be wrong. I've not ever had an engagement, so I don't know. Mischievous Misanthrope, always one of the Chiappa Rhino 357, but a little pricey. Yeah, they are a little bit pricey for what they are. They're still cool though. If you can find one for a good deal, or at least kind of find one to rent, they're fun to play around with a little bit. Captain Phil, favorite steel or aluminum gun that you carry? None. I actually don't carry any of those. I only carry polymer. It's just a little bit lighter. I'm a total pansy. I just, it's what I prefer. But if I had to, I mean, probably a PO1. I like that size quite a bit. It's relatively easy to conceal. So that's probably the direction I would go if I had to do kind of an alloy frame or steel gun. And it would be alloy, obviously. I guess there's a steel PO1. Musica, totally agree with your G19 comments. My thoughts exactly. Jack of all trades, not the best in any one area. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly right. Michael, G19 doesn't make sense in New Yorkistan because you're taking away what makes it so great, capacity. Makes sense. So then I guess in that case, the 48, the G48 would make a lot more sense because it's relatively the same size, a little bit lighter, a little bit thinner, but otherwise the profile is the same anyway. Floridian, striker versus hammer. Hammer. I mean, I still have striker fired firearms, but it probably makes up 10%, maybe 15% of the collection. That's it. Almost everything is double action, single action, and then some single action as well. I really like double action, single action. I just do. There's something about it, man. If you're curious and you don't have a lot of experience, and everybody can totally make fun of me, it's okay. Again, the guys at Centerfire do all the time. Try PX4 Storm. I'm serious. They've got phenomenal triggers. They're very smooth. Even ones that don't have any work on them or anything like that, they're very smooth. They're very predictable. And as long as it's not the subcompact, you're getting that rotating barrel, they're relatively easy to shoot. So that would be a recommendation. And I think you'd be surprised. Tyler D, dang, I'm 15 minutes late again. It's okay, man. It's all good. Grand West 11, good to see you. We missed you. Appreciate that. Good Red Man, definitely noticed that on the Expanse show. Love the series. Heck yeah, absolutely. Tyler D, did we already talk about the best bug out gun? Is there a best? I don't know. I mean, I think application comes into play here. If I could, I'd try and take my APC 9K or APC 9K. I always want to say Pro, but I can't remember if it's Pro or not. But I love that thing, and it's very small, very portable. Mateo, I hear they will be doing more with the ring aliens. Okay, fair enough. I'll have to do a little digging on that later, but you got me excited now. So I'm either very happy and thank you, or I'm very mad at you right now. One of the two. Shoot with Uncle Dan thoughts. I don't want to go down that road, Uncle Dan. Yes, I have lots of thoughts about it, but I'm trying to keep this more on the gun side of things. But it's awful. I'll say that. If I don't want, I'll get mad if I go any further. Stephen Kennedy, I carry the PPS LE edition. It's a good gun. Dated for sure. I would agree it is, but who cares? It still shoots. It shoots like a full-size pistol. Yeah, I mean, I think Walther absolutely had a home run with that gun. More than most of the other ones, in my opinion. I mean, I'm a fan of a couple of them, but the PPS or PPS M2, they were great guns. Pistol Pete, for me, it would be a CZ Shadow Compact, maybe a 1911 CCO. Ooh, yeah. Little Dan Wesson. Scott, love carrying my mid-size Jericho. Nice. Guy comment, really liking this format. Good, because it's the easy format. I'm cheating right now completely, but I really enjoy it too. I really do. Learn a lot from listening to you, answer questions, and giving your opinion. So thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's good to hear. Kodang, KS, what's on your radar as far as the next purchase goes? There are two. SIG P210 Carry and the Springfield Armory SA35, which I know is not new news by any stretch, but they've been hard to get a hold of, and the ones that are online are stupid overpriced. Still, they're like double, and that makes no sense to me. So I will wait until we can get one through a distributor and go from there. But those are the only two. There's nothing else. There are some things on the wish list, perhaps, but that's it. Toby Too Fast, glad you've been on lately, hoping for more comparisons. I appreciate that. Quintus, I'm a minimalist. X-Carry is my go-to for EDC, but in the South it gets hot. That's what I'm thinking. Unload the X Compact and maybe go for 43X, 365XL, or Shield Plus. I mean, you named basically three of the four big hitters, the Hellcat being the other big hitter in that arena. So I don't think you'd be disappointed with any of them. I mean, I think the 43X is probably the biggest of the bunch, and the Shield Plus might be the heaviest of the bunch, maybe. But they're all good guns. Good Red Man. Franklin Armory has a binary trigger now. Yeah, for Glocks. Also, my hands fit Glock 20 well, but wear a 14 wide boot. My gosh, it's a big boot for sure. And I'm assuming that Franklin Armory, you're talking about the Glock trigger. Stephen Kennedy, have you ever shot the Stoeger Beretta clone pack? No. And I have never shot a Cougar. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen one in person. I would love a Cougar. That'd be a lot of fun. The Stoeger, it's not a Beretta. I hear they're good, but as a collector enthusiast, I would want it to be a real Beretta. So again, I would certainly try a Stoeger just for funsies, but it would have to be a Beretta if I tried to track one down. Musica, if I had to carry a 365 variant, it would be the new one, the XL Spectra Comp. Okay. Captain Phil, AR pistol with a second upper for 300 blackout for bug out. No, that's smart. That's a good way to do it. Yeah, if you want to go suppressed, a little hush-a-boom technology, that's certainly a way to go. Pistol Pete, hit that thumbs up. Appreciate that, brother. Mark, any thoughts on the EAA Witness P carry? I have a 10mm version. It's a sleeper hit for me. I don't have any thoughts on it. I might actually have to look that one up. I can't place it. I mean, is that a CZ75 clone or is that a different one? I mean, they make some cool guns for sure. Tyler D, is there a good 45 for smaller hands? I would say the Shield 45. If you're looking for something carry worthy, the Shield 45 is actually a really good gun. You might also look into like a Commander frame 45 if you want 1911. Shoot with Uncle Dan. Storm carbine. I've been thinking about one. If you would recommend 92 or Storm pistol mags. Storm carbine. Is that the what the heck is that? That Beretta carbine that they did. It's not the CX4 Storm, maybe CX4 Storm, something like that. Yeah. I can't remember. I think it probably takes PX4 Storm magazines. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen one of those, whether it be in the wild or on a video or anything like that. I think that was a thing 10 years ago or so. Pistol Pete, EAA and Tanfolio are no more from what I am hearing. Really, imports will be through IFG. It's interesting. Okay. Scott 79, I'm interested in the PSA dagger, but I can't stand hinge triggers. I agree with that. May have to order it, just the strip frame, and I'll put in an aftermarket trigger. Yeah. I've played around with one PSA dagger, never shot or anything, just in a transfer. And I mean, it was fine. It not horribly exciting to me, but it was all right. All right, I got to catch up a little bit, and it is just about that time. So we'll maybe take another comment or two. Mischievous, I would love a Cougar. Yeah. I mean, that would be super cool. Let's see. Stephen Kennedy, I think Beretta owns Stoeger. They might. I'm not 100% sure. But it would still, again, it would have to be marked Beretta for me. Again, that's that kind of collector mentality. I wouldn't want a variant because if it's going to be in the collection, I'd want the real thing. So I'm weird about that. Harry's Holsters, good to see you, man. Better late than never. the CX, right. CX4. Let's see. Beretta does, so this is from Ed Ray. Beretta does own Stoeger, the last I knew. Okay, fair enough. Okay, very good. Well, listen, guys, it's about that time. So I do like to keep to the hour, and it's about bourbon o'clock around here. So that's the next adventure for the evening. But guys, we'll do this again. This is a lot of fun. It's a better setup. It's not quite dialed in, but it's a lot better than the room we used a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully it looks okay and sounds okay, all that good stuff. But guys, can't thank you enough for stopping by. Absolutely love it. We have a lot of fun here. Harry, you'll have to be earlier next time. In the door at the last minute. Sorry, buddy. But anyways, yeah, everybody, thanks so much for all your time, all your thoughts, all the great conversations going on here. Makes it a lot of fun for me as well. You keep me obviously very busy reading the comments and answering questions, but I love doing it. So again, everybody, thanks so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Stay safe out there, and yeah, have a great night, guys. See you later.